Hello lovelies! These scrumptious cookies that go by the name Barazek are the signature cookie of Damascus, Syria. They're made with ghee, all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, and they're thin and moderately sweet and crunchy with a coating of nutty sesame seeds that deliver extra substance as well as a lively taste. If you ever had the pleasure of nibbling Barazek, you already value its nutty and buttery flavor combination. And now let's get started. Mix together the flour, ghee, powdered milk if used, and vanilla, and now knead well with both hands until you obtain a cohesive ball of one texture. This may take something like 3 to 4 minutes. Knead one more time to obtain a malleable dough. Transfer to a bowl and refrigerate for a minimum of 1 hour. Meanwhile, prepare the sesame seeds. In the Middle East, you can easily purchase ready toasted sesame for Barazek, which is ideal to work with. There are more than one variety, and I advise you to use the golden one. These are ideal for Barazek. Spread the sesame seeds on a countertop. Add 1 tablespoon of sugar syrup and 1 teaspoon of granulated sugar. Infuse the sesame with your hands. Then knead the sesame using your both hands for about 4 minutes. This step is crucial. The sesame should be kneaded well, and the sugar syrup should reach every sesame seed. Keep on kneading until the smell of the toasted sesame seeds come out. Add 1 teaspoon of water and mix one more time for 1 minute. A good sign is when the sesame seeds start sticking on your hands. That means they will stick on the cookies easily. Remove the dough from the refrigerator and you will notice that it's solidified. Knead it with your hands until it comes back together to a malleable dough. Here's the liquid to be added to the dough. Mix together 50 milliliters of cold water with 125 grams of sugar and 2 tablespoons of sugar syrup. Add the sugar liquid and mix well. Now here, avoid kneading, just mixing. You will notice that it's too sticky. No worries. Return it back to the fridge for 15 minutes and you will notice the dough has firmed up and ready to use. We're using here roughly chopped raw pistachios. Here, our dough has solidified and has absorbed all the liquid. Sprinkle some flour on a countertop and divide the dough to 2 equal portions. Take 1 portion at a time and roll it back and forth until you have a long rope-like dough. In order to get the right bite-sized Barazek, divide the rope-like to equal small portions, something like 1-inch long lugs. Roll the bite-sized dough to equal balls. Take 1 round dough at a time. Press one side of the dough in the crushed pistachios, allowing it to coat this side of the cookie. Turn over the dough and press it gently onto the sesame seeds with as many seeds as possible coating the dough. The dough should be thin to achieve the crispy texture of Barazek. Making these, my mind traveled to our visits to Damascus, and those visits were not complete without a box of Barazek to return back home with as an edible souvenir of our visit. They're really so good, and beware, you are at risk of eating the entire batch. So a fair warning. They are particularly great with your morning coffee or afternoon tea. And they're festive enough to add to your Eid or Christmas cookie platter, but they are delightful any time of the year. If you ever had the chance of tasting Barazek, you will love how authentic this recipe is. Bake in an oven to 320 Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes until golden on both sides. Ovens are different, so keep an eye on your Barazek. Remove from oven and leave it to cool down completely, and don't be tempted to taste them while they're still warm. The crunch will be created after the cookies have totally cooled down. Enjoy with a cup of coffee or tea. To keep the crunch of Barazek, put them in a plastic bag, then in an airtight container. If you follow the instructions carefully, Barazek can be kept for 3 weeks fresh and crisp. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Give me a thumbs up and follow if you do. I would really appreciate your support. Ingredients are in the description box with link to the printable recipe on the blog. I've explained how to make the sugar syrup on the blog. Barazek have the most incredible crispy texture and a unique taste like no other cookie. And it's impossible to stop at one. So a fair warning. Thank you so much for watching. See you in a coming video.